Hey guys, it's Kelsey. Welcome to Layout 4 with How to Kill a Kit with Style. So I've been putting off sharing this one because it did turn out pretty simple. As you can see, I finally just decided to post it and not add any more. I ended up using a paper issue sketch. Here it is for this month. I didn't quite think I was going to use the sketch at first. You'll see my design kind of goes a different way. I get stuck pretty early on, and that's when I decide to use the sketch to kind of get me going. I knew right away I wanted to use this awesome cut file that comes with this kit. This is amazing. I love it so much. I think it is so perfect. So I'm just backing it on one of the pieces of the 6x6 paper pads. I really like these Misty Mountains in the smaller size. And this is one of the rare cut files I feel like you can use this type of paper as a backing and it'll work. So I thought that was perfect. I knew right away that's what I wanted to do. Initially, I thought I was going to stack the photos vertically like this. I didn't dislike that, but I thought it was not really stretching me very far. I know I usually like to stack my my photos like this. So I play around a little bit with this idea, but then I saw the paper issue sketch and I was like, you know, that would actually work really well for this one, and it would make me do a page that's different than something I usually do. So you'll see in a minute I kind of rework everything and I'll kind of start over. From the sketch, I basically just took that I wanted to do these pictures side by side, so it stretched vertically across the page, same as in the sketch, and I wanted that large title piece centered over the top. That's pretty much all I took from the sketch. The sketch was pretty basic, so that's kind of where I went from there. But I'm still kind of playing with my layers to decide. Here I go. I'm going to go ahead and take them apart, and I'm going to start following the sketch now. I had a lot of good horizontal pieces still, and I was really wanting to use some of the special things that Christina sent with this kit, that cut file definitely being one of them, but she sent this amazing black suede fringe, and I really wanted to get it on a page. I am obsessed with this fringe, and I knew it needed to get on a page soon or I was going to die. Remember, this is layout 4 because I did this earlier on, although you're seeing it later, because I was convinced I was going to try and add more by the end. But yeah, I knew I wanted this fringe to be a really cool detail. I wanted this cut file on here, and I wanted to get some of those sequins on here. At this point, I hadn't used the sequins really on very much of the pages. I hadn't made that shaker pocket yet, or at least I hadn't got it on a page yet. So I wanted to make sure I kind of incorporated all 3 of the special things that Christina included with the Wolfpack kit. So I'm just building from here. I just like stacking these horizontal elements on either side of the photo. I knew I wanted some layery areas of embellishment, so I really loved how this deer looked on that banner with that vellum circular sky piece behind it. So that's going to be the start of one of my embellishment clusters, and I'm just kind of thinking that I know I want to mirror it somewhere in the upper left-hand corner with something else. But I'm really liking how that layery cluster looks. Other than the cut file and the fringe, this little deer cluster is my favorite thing on the page. I think it's because it is more clustery. The rest of the page does turn out pretty, I mean, it's just streamlined and more laid out. It's not as layery as I usually do my pages. I think that's what's weirding me out about it, is it's just not as layery as I usually do my pages, and I've been doing a lot of layery ones recently. But yeah, I think that's why it tripped me up. I'm going to go ahead and get this stuff stuck down. I know that's where it's going to go. But I am taking the opportunity to use some more of these horizontal pieces, the branding strips, stuff like that. And I also really wanted to layer something down there so that I could save a little bit more of the fringe than I would have if I ran it 12 inches across the page. By having that down in that area, I was able to save a little bit extra because I definitely want to get the rest of that fringe on another page at some point. I love that fringe. It is so cool. And I did put some paper behind the fringe just so when the fringe does kind of move, you don't see the white background. There is a pattern behind it, so I thought that was kind of interesting. I wanted to make sure this title was definitely centered, as there is a line between the 2 photos and the cut file does go down to a point, so I did take some care to make sure that was lined up okay. But now I'm just using some 6x6 scraps and some branding strips to layer up a few more layers. You saw that before. I'm just finally starting to glue them down. Sorry, my voice is still a little funny. I think I'm getting towards the end of it. I'm hoping. But I have 4 voiceovers to do today, so you'll probably hear funky voice for a little while yet. Sorry about that. I did end up layering one of the moon die cuts and a star over by that deer as well. I really like that detail with having that circular sky piece behind the deer, mimicking the sky. I really thought that it was appropriate to put a moon and a star up there as well. I just love that deer. I've tried to use that deer a lot too. And then here I'm going in with the buffalo. I really liked that the deer was brown and the buffalo was brown. I liked having that color mirrored either place, as well as the size of the animal. I love the sayings in both of them, and I love that they're facing opposite directions looking into the page, so they were really perfect to use as mirroring pieces. I just wanted to make sure I had a little banner for the buffalo to sit on as well. I am cutting apart the Starry Sky cut apart that came in the 6x6 to use as a little banner. And I did have to cut it into 2 pieces, so I just made sure that the gap where those 2 pieces meet up is covered by the leg of the buffalo, so you can't see that seam. And then I'm just using a few of the star die cuts by the buffalo as well. I got stuck here for a while, and then I was like, oh, I need to get those cool sequins on here. And I decided to go with just the blue ones. I love those little blue, I love all the sequins that come in this collection, but I loved how the idea of those little blue ones. So I took my glue and speckled it all around the open white part of the page. And I definitely clustered them closest to the die cut, and then I wanted it to look like they kind of dispersed outwards. So you'll see me putting all of those tiny blue sequins on there, and I wanted to fill in that white gap. That white gap at the top was looking way too bare, but I knew I didn't want to cover it with pattern paper. I didn't want pattern paper strips all the way to the top. So I really, really liked how this ended up looking with having these sequins scattered out. I am really unfamiliar with sequins. Playing with sequins this month is definitely foreign territory. So I'm trying to do a lot of new things, and I thought this was a really cool thing to try. Especially because this page is more basic. I wanted to take the opportunity to do some newer things, using this awesome leather fringe, doing this big cut file title, and then with the sequins. I did think it needed a little something else, so I did use that sweet zigzag border punch to add a little detail behind the photos. I just wanted an extra little layer, and you'll see after this, I am very happy with how it turns out, but you can see compared to the other pages I've done this month why I kind of stared at it for a while. But every time I tried to add something, it just took away from some of the other things on here, and there's a lot of special things on this page that came in this kit that I really wanted to highlight and I didn't want to distract from. So that's why it took me a while to get this page up, but I do really, really love it, and I'm glad I decided just to leave it how it is. Not every page has to be super, super layery. They can be more basic, and I thought the things on this page were so special, so I'm really excited by that. But here are the close-ups. So here we go. It is currently, as I'm filming this, Secret Not Secret Kit Club party weekend, so there are lots of videos coming. Get excited. Thanks guys for watching. Bye.